Right, with the electricity bills, the first thing we usually do is work out how many units that have been used over the billing period, usually of a 3-month period. And we can see here quite clearly that the numbers increased, doesn't it? That's how many units were used, the meter reading last time, okay, when they read the meter. And now when they're reading the meter this time, obviously it's a higher number because a certain amount of units have been used. So what you need to do here, work out how many units used, just see what the difference is between these two. Okay, so down here you can do your workings. Okay, so you could say if you want your units used, okay, units used 9734, and you take away that number. Okay, so obviously rely on your calculator with these type of questions. You get 2380 on my calculator there. Okay, so that's how many units that have been used. So make sure you fill it in up there. It's so important because that's where you're going to get your marks as well, right? Okay, it's important that you do have it up there on the, because that's what it's asking for, to fill in these gaps. Now, next gap is this one, isn't it? Work out the amount. Okay, and what I want you to really zoom in on is the fact that it's got to be put in pounds, right? Because you'll notice now in a minute we'll have quite a big answer. Units used, and each unit is 11.25 pence. So to get the cost of units, you've got 2380, and you need to times this by the pence. Okay. And that it comes out, as I said, to quite a big number, but remember now this is in pence, right? It's not in pounds. If you wrote that there, you wouldn't get the mark, okay? And if you saw that on the bill, you'd get quite frightened, wouldn't you, if you saw that, because it's a really big number, right? So we need to change this now into pounds, sorry. And because there's 100 pennies in a pound, you divide by 100, and if you do that, you get this, right? A much more sensible number. So we can fill that in there. So we get the answer in terms of pounds. Now there is a quarterly charge, right? This is something that gets added on in addition to what we've got here, okay? Because this takes account for all the electricity you've used, okay? Because obviously the electricity needs to be created and sort of shipped to your house, so to speak. But then there's this charge as well, which they tend to add on for administration and so on, right? So of course we need to add that on to this, right? So down here maybe I'll write down what I'm actually working out now, 267.75, and adding on the quarterly charge. So I get my calculator again, okay, add that on, and I get 294.89, so put that there. Then you've got the VAT charge. Now the government obviously will charge tax as well, right, 5%, and you need to take 5% of this, right, because that is the bill, that's your electricity and the standing charge. Now you need to work out the tax on this, so 5%, okay, so you need to work out 5% of 294.89. So 5%, of course, as a decimal is that 0.05. So on my calculator, I type in 0.05 times 294.89, and it comes to £14.74. Okay. Now you can see here I've only written down 2 decimal places. Okay, so you round to 2 decimal places. You don't need that there because money is only 2 decimal places. So that's all you should write here, right? Nothing else. So that's the VAT. Okay, now we need to add that on to our bill, right? We need to think, right, well, 294.89 plus, now we've got to add the VAT on. Okay, and if I work that out, okay, so we add the tax on, it comes to this, right, 309.63. But of course, before we go to total to pay here, we've got this sort of thing in the way, right? And this is just the balance from the previous quarter. Okay, now what we mean by quarter, of course, is quarter of a year. Okay, so every 3 months, which is quarter of a year, every 3 months you get sent a bill, all right? And if there's a balance from the previous bill, it will show on here. Now, sometimes the balance is a credit, and other times it's not a credit. What this simply means is, if there's a credit, that means you actually overpaid in the last period, okay, in the last quarter, you overpaid, so you paid too much. So in other words now, there's a credit on your account, okay? This is actually owing to you. The electricity, it's not their money, it's your money, but because you pay too much, they sort of keep hold of it, okay? They keep it safe for you. But this now can actually be used to pay off some of your bill, all right? Okay, because this is your money. Okay, so whenever you see this here, it means credit, all right? Sometimes that's not there, okay? If it's not there, then that means you actually underpaid last time, all right? You didn't pay enough last time, and usually they say that there, they say balance owing from previous quarter, okay? And you won't see the credit there. But when you see credit, that means you paid too much last time. So you can actually take that off your bill, okay? So even though we've got here £309.63, we can actually take away now, right? We can take away, and use my calculator here, so we can do £309.63. We can take away that credit, which is owing to us, and now our bill gets reduced. So total to pay is £288.26. That's how much you need to pay, all right? Now we're not quite there, we've got one more step to do. That's how much you've got to pay. But then what you need to realise as well then is sometimes you can pay in different manner. You can pay by direct debit. Okay? Now direct debit simply means you pay every month. It goes automatically from your bank account. You can see here, look, there's actually a set day. Look, they paid on the 18th of each month. The bank account automatically released this money to the gas company or the electricity company. So already they've paid £85 towards this bill in the previous 3 months. Okay, every month they paid a little bit. Okay, so they've already paid that amount towards this bill. But also, in addition to that as well, you can see your direct debit discount. Now, companies like it when you pay by direct debit. They really like it because it's simple. It takes the money out of your account straight away, and they don't have to bother you by sending out letters and so on, asking you to pay. It just goes out automatically. So electricity and gas companies really like it. So sometimes they give you a discount. And there, look, they've given you a discount. They've applied £24.25 credit to your account. So all of this will go towards paying the bill. So all you need to do is add these up, right? So if I do it on my calculator now, add these up. Okay, and it comes to £279.25. Okay, so that now goes towards paying the bill. Now look how much the bill is there. That's the bill. This is how much credit is being applied to your account. So when you think about it, if that's the bill and that's how much is already there, there's not much left to pay. Okay, so we know these add up to here, 279.25. So all you've got to do is take that off the bill to see how much is left to pay. When you do that, you're left with that there, 9.01. So you actually still got a bit more to pay. All right, 9.01. So then what will happen then, that will be carried to the next quarter. All right. Now, I want you to think here carefully, right? What I've done here is I've taken these credits off this total here, right? Taken them off this total. We're left with £9.01 to pay. Think about this carefully. If I ended up with a negative answer, okay, by taking away here, right? If I ended up with a negative answer, in other words, if I'd have paid actually in more than what the bill was, right? If I'd have paid in here more than what the bill was, I'd actually end up with a negative answer, wouldn't I? And I'm doing this, take away this. So with a negative answer then, I'd actually be in credit. So if I was in credit, I could have put CR. Yeah, okay, but that's not the case. Okay, so back to this situation, that's not the case. In this situation, you've got £288.26, that's the bill. You've already had this paid in. Okay, so it's not quite enough, so you can see then what's left to pay, which is £9.01.